Election day now just days away, and a number of local mayor races are on the ballot.
Joining us this morning, National City Mayor Alejandra Sotelo Solis, who is running for re-election. Good morning.
Buenos días, Raúl. Buenos días, Ali.
Buenos días.
Okay, let's get right to it. The basic question: why should National City voters give you another term?
Well, National City is my home. Third generation, my daughter's fourth generation. When I talk about my commitment to the city, and you'll have to forgive me, after talking to so many constituents, I'm losing my voice.
Okay.
But it's really about making my hometown, our hometown, which many call, intergenerational families call home, a better place to live. And the last 4 years as mayor, it's been nonstop action, to say the least. First year, 2019, we were going to take over the world and do a whole bunch of things, and then 2020, COVID-19. It's been about the testing, tracing, and treatment, getting people the resources that they need. And National City will have a fighter, an advocate, and somebody to continue protecting our community.
This is your home. What would be the biggest challenges that the city is facing, has been facing, and continues to face?
Well, when we look at the housing crisis, when we look at accessibility to housing that is affordable, both subsidized and affordable markets for those that are, blue collar, wanting to purchase first time homes. And so it really comes down to making things accessible, fighting for good paying jobs in the city, and making National City a destination. We're not anyone's pass through anymore. We're not just, hey, we need to get through to the big city in the north or big city to the south, but we have history. We're over 134 years old. We only chased the city of San Diego by 6 months. So when we talk about Brick Row, when we talk about the Mile of Cars, when we talk about just the history, rich history that we have, it's long-standing, and we want to make sure people recognize it as part of economic development.
Speaking of history, and we've had a lot of these guys on our show, and we did our On the Road show in National City
Yes.
several years back. The push to get rid of a ban on lowrider cruising, that is part of the history of National City. What's going on with that? Because there's been a plan, and there wasn't a plan, and there was a parade, and then who's going to pay for it, now they do this. Is that going to come back, or is that something that we're still working on, or how can you update the folks on that?
So we're still having the internal conversations, learning more about what's happening throughout the state of California and in the nation, for that matter. We know that it is, an art, culture, truly families give their blood, sweat, and tears into the beautiful art. And it's also, too, making something that is uniquely National City.
Sure.
As we talk about making things safer, community-oriented, it's really making sure that all of the partners are on board. Public safety, our business community, and the community that lives in that surrounding area. So we're still having conversations internally as part of the ad hoc committee.
What is the issue with that, with the lowriders?
With regards to
wanting to ban them and to not have these events?
Well, it's never been about not wanting to have the events. The organization canceled the events. We have always said we've been open to having the dialogue through the city. We've had open door policy, and I think at the end of the day, we want to have that conversation. As part of the ad hoc committee, we'll be bringing some ideas forward, and it's really about, again, making it National City specific. We know that there are many families, but this is one issue of many in our community that people really want to see move forward. And again, to the question earlier, affordable housing, we talk about business investment, we talk about public safety. All of those elements are important. So everything has to take, its place in kind of the priority of the city. And as mayor, we're going to keep having the dialogue.
You have been on the council in National City since 2008, so you've been in this game for a while. The last couple of years have really changed with politics. We were talking about this, some of the people getting into the game just now. It's like, why would you want to get yourself into this now? Increased threats on public officials. We were talking earlier about what happened to Paul Pelosi. Why continue with this? And there's obviously a passion for yourself, it's your hometown, but why continue with this during this, it's a difficult time for politics in our country?
It's definitely not for the money. It's definitely not for the notoriety. It's really something to make that commitment to making my community better for generations. And sadly, as a female elected official, there have been studies that show, and I'm somebody who can be, well, unfortunately, is part of that statistic, who has been threatened, who has been, you know, negatively spoken about on social media. My family's been brought into it. It's really about clarifying what the issues are. It's about parks, it's about open space, it's about making our community better. And sometimes you need to have, yes, thick skin, yes, be able to stand up to that, but also to call those people out and say, this is visceral, this is evil, this is wrong, and you should not be doing that. We have a lot of keyboard warriors that tend to do things on social media, but ultimately it comes down to what we are doing, and what my role is as mayor is to do what's best for the greater good of National City. And am I perfect? No. But am I going to work my hardest and advocate for my community? 100%. So definitely you have somebody with the passion and the heart who's going to stand up to those people who, you know, feel the need to be mean.
Good way of putting it. Mayor Alejandra Sotelo Solis, we thank you for your time this morning. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
And we have reached out to both of the mayor's opponents. Jose Rodriguez was in studio last week, and Ron Morrison, former Mayor Ron Morrison, will be on our 1 o'clock show later today. Mayor, thank you.
Muchísimas gracias.